what it is, cuz what the fuck it is. Grand rising, y'all. Good evening, good night, supreme greetings, whatever time you may be viewing this, whatever time I upload this. You know the usual pleasantries. I hope you in your money bag, your love bag, your joy bag, and your peace bag every motherfucking day. So today, I wanted to give my brief opinion on a few men specifically that a lot of people really dislike. All right, some of these people shall be Mr. Cheeto himself, Donald Trump, the bald guy with the shades, Andrew Tate, the more articulate than you may understand, Jordan Peterson. Them just the first three off top of the cranium that I'm like, let's talk about these motherfuckers. Let's talk about these niggas. And let's talk about what I've learned from these people. Or let's talk about what I have learned from other people about these people. No. What I've learned from these people about other people because of their reactions. Now, we can start this with me being a young man. I just turned 30. Feel very privileged, feel very honored. 30 rotations around the sun. My 30th anniversary of my Independence Day from the womb. So I have started making a list of rules for me to abide by and things that I've been teaching my son. Rule number 1, know what all of your limbs are at all times, especially your dick. Rule number 2, hater-proof as possible. Rule number 3, learn from everyone, look up to no one. I'm working on rule number 4. Like I said, this is a work in progress, and I'll go into another video about that. All right, so what we getting at with this video about Donald Trump, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson is rule number 3. Learn from everyone, look up to no one. Learn from everyone, look up to no one. You gotta take that through all the aspects of life. This is why these are my life rules. I said that, because people growing up, the only thing they learn from people around them is what not to do. So you may not have been somebody I could have looked up to, especially in your actions. But I can learn all these things and say, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do any of that. And I see what that did for you, and I'm going to decide that I don't want to do any of that. And that's cool as long as you learn from me or whoever that person may be. You know, as long as you learn, my hand's super dry. As long as you've learned that lesson. So, what's interesting about all three of these people is either you love them or you hate them. Or you're somebody like me. I see all of it. I don't, so to say, care either way. But I take the information and decide for myself, and what you all should do with everybody's information. The points that I agree with and the points that I don't agree with. Off top, Donald Trump did quite a few things that in my opinion were very good. I'm not saying he did everything right. Not even a Trump supporter. I don't like any of those people. None of them. I will never vote again. The only way one of them could get my vote is if they give me $1 million cash and don't tell the IRS. Know what I'm saying? That'll make me vote. Until that happens, I will never vote for anybody ever again. Ever. So, but he did some things that were good. Like he won a peace prize. Was it the World Peace Prize? Look it up. He won some peace prize from somewhere, either a world joint or a country joint, and a lot of people lost their shit because they was like, all this BLM stuff is going on in America and riots, and he won a peace prize. And when you look at it from that angle, you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of wild. How did he win a peace prize? But then when you saw some of the other things he did around the world at the same time while dealing with that, and still not doing something else that a running mate would have done in that situation, maybe he did earn that peace prize. Maybe he did. Y'all was asleep, or y'all was looking for the reasons to be mad and not looking at what was actually happening. So, I say that to say, I feel like a lot of the greatest people, maybe not the greatest people, that might have been the wrong word. A lot of the more influential people, a lot of people who really have following, who have wisdom and intellect, have fucked up plenty in their life. And that's really how you learn, by fucking up. And hopefully the more you fuck up, the more you learn, so that you will just fuck up less. And whatever way you fuck up, which is rule number 3. So when you look at some of the things that these people may have said, they may upset your character. The point is not for you to listen to what they say and agree with everything they say, in my opinion. The point is for you to listen to what these people say and watch what these people do and decide for yourself if that was good or bad. But if you actually know what they say and what they did. So, with all 3 of these people, they clearly have interviews. And you know what? I've never seen a whole interview of any of these people, actually. But every clip I see is of people with interviews. And I've gotten to the point that I've seen a lot of clips of these people that I see quite a bit of some of these interviews out of all the clips I've seen. And you can tell because I see them in the same clothes or talking to the same people, and it just might be a different question or something like that. But maybe I should look up the full interviews. It's just they keep getting kicked off the internet. I don't know where to find all this shit at. Where do I find the full interviews? But what's interesting is when I see the positive things about them, people will post something they say, a clip or something, an interview, and they will make sure they add the question or add enough of the clip that you get the whole context of what they are speaking of or possibly even doing. And then people who have the most negative things to say about these people, they only search for sections of the clip to fuel their rage. Now, what are we learning from this? Let me dig in the cranium a little bit. What are we learning from this? Maybe people who have the victim mentality, the best thing they can do for themselves feeling that way is to search for more reasons to feel that way. So when somebody says something that they disagree with, instead of deciding, okay, this is something that I don't necessarily agree with, but I can learn and understand why this may be someone's point of view, they're going to isolate that section to find as many things that bother them about that section. And it may be completely out of context. Maybe what they said, like the way people edit these clips, sometimes what they said is not even what they said. You missed everything and you just got out these 2 sentences. And I'm at the point that I see why you mad at these 2 sentences. I do. That makes sense. But honestly, that was completely uncalled for. Y'all be motherfucking tripping. So, I guess the first point I'm getting at is, no matter what you do or what you say, people are always going to be mad. Like, out of all the negativity in the world and the charges people have against them of like sexual assault and this bullshit map shit, I'll slap the shit out of you if you tell me you fucking maps. Fuck out of here. This map shit, I have yet to see any 3 of these people have any charges or allegations against them or anything like that. And as big as some of the issues in the world are with all types of trafficking and how people want to put things on people, the evidence don't be there. And that's when you got to look at people's actions and be like, a whole lot of people talking shit that the actions are not there for. And that'll never end. Ever. And it's sad. I do kind of remember being at a point, I'm going to say this when I started to open my eyes to more things. But when Donald Trump was running for president and shit, I hated his ass too. Fucking racist Cheeto. And somebody was like, how is he racist? And I was like, he talking about your school suck, your neighborhood suck. That's rude. All in my fucking emotion. And my homeboy at the time, another black dude, he was like, how is that racist? It's true. Now, I done went to schools in Richmond, and he from New York. We done both went to some trash schools. He was like, it's true. And I was stuck. Like, nigga, you right. It is true. And And that was around the time, and then somebody else told me something else about Mr. Cheeto. And I was stuck again. I was like, well, I think I can support that. That's one of those topics we can't really talk about. And honestly, I've yet to see enough information about it at this point that I'm kind of not sure. But it is what it is. But from there is when I really started to let me listen more about what this individual may be saying, or the point they're trying to get across, or what you even ask this person to provoke this saying, this thought, this idea that they are expressing. What did you say to them for them to say that? That's when I started to form my own opinion about each individual, I guess. Let me think of another way to say that. That's when I started to better analyze what was actually happening and what was actually being said by anybody and everybody. And that's when and what got me into that, what really started to get me there is seeing all the programs people blindly follow. All the programs people blindly follow because somebody else programmed before them. And that gets you into the loop of this fucked up ass system that's designed for you to be programmed and followed so that you are continuously lost, so that your bloodline is continuously lost. You just become slaves to the system. Live by the system, die by the system. Absolutely the fuck not. So I realized all these people are so lost in their programs that they will go take sections and clips of what people said without hearing everything that they've said or done, because it fuels enough of their rage. It fuels enough of what they agree with. And when I recognized that, I started to see it more and more. There's enough propaganda in the world that it's not hard for you to search for articles and videos and podcasts that agree with your emotions. And that's think about that. That's kind of terrible. Now, we are human creatures, which meaning to me, as organic life, we really just here to procreate and teach our offspring to continue to procreate. But us being humans, we are significantly more sophisticated than that now. So it's good for you to feel human emotions in all aspects. Feel them, enjoy them, hurt from them, learn from them. But the facts you agree with can't be driven off your human emotions, because that necessarily would not be facts then. Those are just more opinions that you agree with, which don't make it facts. So at some point when you're getting into news and information, not news, when you're getting into information, you have to figure out how much of it is factual. And based off the factual information, how much of it do you actually agree with? Now, it can be a fact all day long, and it's absolutely true that something terrible happened, war, harassment, it will continue to happen. I don't agree with it, but it'll never end. That's the facts. Now, another fact is we will never get rid of evil in this realm, but we can defend ourselves from it. So, to me, that's a fact. So learn how to defend yourself, because evil is evil. No matter what the weapons that form and how they form, people will put those weapons together to form against people in whatever evil way they can think of. So you must learn to defend yourself. Rule number 3, again, learn from everyone, look up to no one. What have we learned from all the people who have blindly trusted people based off their emotions rather than the facts of every situation? They end up dead, short end of the stick somehow. So, all of that to say, all 3 of these men, I believe, are men that chose to take this role to be shot at in all these aspects and know that they have to roll with the punches to make a difference. And as a man, I can appreciate that, because here I am now too. And the point is not for you to blindly follow everything we say, no matter if it's a clip or a full interview. But the point is for you to learn and decide for yourself as a man or a woman or whatever you call yourself, and decide which one of these points you agree with and which one of these points you don't agree with, and how you can learn from it from any angle. What part of it makes sense to you? What part of it agrees with your personal moral code? And from there, you must set your own rules for life, or you will again be programmed by somebody else who is programmed. By all means, analyze programs and pick which programs you also agree with. Pick which programs make sense. Pick which programs benefit you. Everything you learn is a program. Computers are designed off of people. They just function faster. So which programs actually agree with your moral code and which programs don't? And form your own opinion. And with that being said, y'all have a lovely motherfucking day. Stay safe and stay dangerous. I gotta go, your mama called. SawBladeDaddy.com. Because I like blades so much that I split the hams and became a father. And more importantly, I realized its significance. So follow Sawblade Daddy on YouTube, and together we shall unlearn and relearn so that we are actually better than we were yesterday. SawBladeDaddy.com. As always, stay safe and stay dangerous. You dig?